Understanding Joker's Rebellion gauge is critical for playing competitive Smash Ultimate, but many don't know the specifics behind how it works. The gauge is made up of 100 units, and once Joker reaches full gauge, Arsene is summoned. The gauge can be filled using 3 different methods: the passage of time, being hit by a move normally, and being hit by a move while using his down B, Rebel's Guard. The number of units Joker gains passively is calculated by frames, with about 0.01 units being generated every frame. For more consumable reference points, Joker generates about 0.6% of his gauge every second, about 17% of his gauge every 30 seconds, and a third of his gauge every minute. This means that it would take Joker 3 minutes to fill his bar passively. The conversion from standard damage taken to units is 1.3. For every 10 points of damage Joker takes, he gains 13% of his Rebellion gauge. Joker would have to take about 77% of damage to gain Arsene by just taking normal damage. The conversion from Rebel's Guard damage taken to units is about 9. It takes about 6% of Rebel's Guard damage to fill up half the gauge, and 12% Rebel's Guard damage to fill up the entire thing. One last thing to note is that when Joker respawns after losing a stock, he'll start with 20 units no matter what his gauge at was before he died. Once 100 units is reached and Arsene is active, the Rebellion gauge also decreases by 2 different methods: the passage of time and damage taken. Arsene stays active for 30 seconds if Joker does not take any damage during this time, meaning that Joker loses 3 1/3 units every second. Joker loses a second of Arsene being active for every 5% of damage he takes. In other terms, Joker loses a unit for every 1.5% of damage that he takes while Arsene is active. So knowing the math behind how these abilities function is good, but how can we put this to more practical use? You can study this visual reference guide to know either how long Joker has till Arsene is filled, or how long until Arsene will run out. You can see for gaining the gauge, Rebel's Guard is easily the most efficient method to get units for Joker. Avoid using easily guarded projectiles or telegraphing moves often against Joker. As for getting rid of Arsene quickly, time is much more effective than doing damage. So although it may feel lame to run away from Joker while Arsene is active, it's your most effective method for waiting him out. When Joker is behind in stocks, his gauge will fill at a faster rate. We don't know the specifics of the math behind it just yet, but keep that in mind. And that about does it for this video. Let me know down in the comments how you think I can improve future quick guides, and on which characters and mechanics in Ultimate you'd like to see me do the next guide on. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel or supporting me over on Patreon or Twitch. And that about does it for me. I've been SaveAsUntitled, and I'll see you guys next time.